Hey, it's Emma Chamberlain. I designed these new glasses for Warby Parker, and I basically can't take them off. Like, I'm showering in them and sleeping in them. They're just that good. Go see them all at warbyparker.com. And you know what? Have a good day too. Okay? All right? Bye.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Hey, it's Austin James. If you're like me, trying to live your best life while living with diabetes, you can relate to worrying if you're doing a good job managing your diabetes. I use the Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor to get real-time glucose readings and see the impact of every meal and activity to make better decisions. The Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor can help me live life with diabetes on my own terms, and it gives me more time for the things I love, like being a dad and a musician. Now this is progress. Learn more at freestylelibre.us.
For prescription only. Safety info found at freestylelibre.us.
Looking for a pickup truck to get just about anything done? Look no further. The Chevy Silverado EV isn't just the most powerful Silverado ever, with next-level towing capability and technology. It also offers game-changing versatility with the available multi-flex midgate and tailgate, which means Silverado EV helps you carry large, bulky, and oddly shaped items up to nearly 11 feet in length. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Visit Chevrolet.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Rams Up, your favorite LA Rams podcast. We are part of the Fans First Sports Network. You can follow us on our YouTube channel as well at LA Rams Up. I'm your host, Mark. I'll be joined occasionally by my football gurus, Paul and Ian. Let's get to it.
Oh, Rams Nation. What a game this was. Holy crap, it's aged me 20 plus years, it feels like. Rams win 44-42 in a shootout of the ages. Great broadcast. I thought Tom Brady did a decent job, but
He did.
This game just gave me a heart attack, and I can't believe that this is how we won, truthfully. And oh my God, Mark, thanks for joining in on this. Paul, thanks for joining us, and thank you, Rams Nation, for tuning in on this edition of the Postgame Reaction here on the Rams Up Podcast Network. Like, subscribe, share this video with all your football fans, all your Rams fans everywhere. And let's get started. Gentlemen, how are we feeling? I know I just rambled on a little bit because God, what a game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling great, but man, it was more difficult than it should have been in the end there. But, hey, the Bills are a great team. You can't expect us to put them away. Everybody expected them to make a push in the second half, including Tom Brady, obviously. But man, it was pretty stressful. I'm just going to tell you, this was a bad game for me to restart my scoreboard push-ups. I'm a little bit behind. I think I'm going to hit 300 before I go to bed tonight. But man, that was fun. Just a little more stressful than I care for, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I don't have many gray hairs. Sometimes they pop up, sometimes they don't. And I'm sure I'll have a couple long ones after this game here. What about you, Paul? How you feeling, dude? We got it done, man.
It was great to see the offense come to life. It was great to see the running game come to life. So that was exciting. And Puka Yekua did work, as always.
No kidding. God, what a beast he is. And you know what? Speaking of that, let's just get right into it. How about this for some history right here? Puka Nacua, second player in NFL history to record 150-plus receptions, catches, 2,000-plus receiving yards, 7-plus touchdown catches in their first 25 career games. I believe only Odell Beckham Jr., our Super Bowl champion Rams, ahead of him in that stat. I mean, absolutely insanity. This dude is a freaking baller. Whatever he's doing, no veggies, he said in the offseason, right? Yakking in Cooper Kupp's yard, loves Big Macs from McDonald's. just keep feeding this Polynesian man whatever he needs to just keep balling on the football field. Right, gents?
Yeah, how good is he that, there was a time in that game when Stafford went to Cooper Cup, and I was like, oh, geez, I forgot about him. We have Cooper Cup on this team too. That's how good Puka is. I mean,
I know, dude.
obviously Cooper Cup's incredible too, but when Cooper Cup is suddenly really your wide receiver too,
Yeah,
it's pretty sweet situation to be in.
pretty sweet. And how about this catch? I mean, looking like a young Michael Jackson on the sideline. I mean, when you got Tom Brady saying, amazing, what a great player. I mean, when the GOAT is complimenting you in that high regard, I think that's good things, right, Paul?
Yeah, that's why we call him Puka Yakua. He cannot be tackled. It was great. After first contact, he just kept going north and south. You got to love it. This is the way you play football.
Yeah.
I didn't think there's any way that catch was in bounds. I was like, oh, okay, that's coming back.
Yeah.
No way.
Look at
He's
that.
been hanging out with Cooper Cup. That's why.
Right. Tiptoeing in my Jordans. Everyone shout out to everyone who knows that song. As you know, if you're tuning in here on YouTube with us, Nakua's got that Jordan deal he got in the offseason. So he's got the cement white Jordan cleats on. And that's a great picture right there. And a great meme. Him and young Michael doing the lean. And speaking of history, just another guy doing fantastic things. Kyron Williams breaking Rams records. Most touchdowns by a Rams player in their first 25 starts. Kyron now has over 25 with the 26 touchdown he scored today, passing Hall of Famer Eric Dickerson. Mark, we got great players on offense, don't we?
Yeah, I was thinking during this game, if you're just a random NFL fan tuning in, and part of it is with the Rams, they kind of suck on prime time, right? It's just every time we play on prime time, we throw a dud, and then these fans must tune into this game on a back east late on a Sunday. Let's check out what's going on with the Rams and Bills. And I'm thinking, how could this team be 6-6? They must be watching this. Kyron Williams, Blake Corum, Matthew Stafford, Cooper Cup, Puka Nacua, DeMarcus Tutu, offensive line playing pretty well. What I am watching on TV right now, how could this football team be 6-6? Of course, we know why, but you watch this team today, and especially the offense. The defense, maybe some issues there, but this offense, man, it was running on all cylinders. And Kyron, yeah, he protected the ball. I was just waiting. I kind of be kind of a defeatist sometimes, watching my team. Please don't fumble, and he didn't. So yeah, great game for Kyron for sure.
Yeah, what about you, Paul and Kyron? Breaking records again. Seems like every week he's doing some crazy stat off his career checkoff list.
That's why we call him Iron Kyron. He took some hits today, right? They were sending those safeties every chance they could. There were 3 times blitz pickup where he just stoned the defender. So
Yeah, very
he
good.
was, my count 29 for 87, 2 touchdowns. And he and Blake combined for 37 carries today. Wow. 37 carries, 121, 2 TDs. And that's why the Rams TOP was 38 minutes and 30 seconds compared to 21 and 30 for Buffalo. Before we leave, my boy Puka Yakua, 17 touches today, 178, 2 touchdowns. That's how you get it done, big dog.
Beast. What a beautiful number. 37 carries. I mean, that's the formula we've been screaming about on this podcast, and especially me. It's been crazy. And speaking of offense, shout out to Sarah Barshop, who does the good reporting on for the Rams here. From ESPN Research, this is the first time the Rams have scored 40 or more points in a game in the Matthew Stafford era, which also includes the playoff runs or playoff appearances. This is Stafford's 59th start with the Rams, and this is the first time they've ever scored 40 or more points. That's incredible. And also, kind of like, damn, there should be a lot more of these in these almost 4 years since he's been a Ram. But hey, just like she says in this tweet post here, they've needed just about every one of those 44 today. And no shit. Oh, yeah.
What was
Great.
Stafford's completion percentage today?
I don't know, but I'm sure it was
A
nice.
tick under 77%. It's bananas,
Beautiful.
right?
It's a beautiful stats.
23 for 30.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
called
that's
efficiency.
fan freaking tastic. And let's look at some of those stats with the team here, everybody. So you see the score here, 44-42. Passing yards, 342 versus 320. Rushing yards, 103 versus 137. And total yards, almost pretty close there, 445 to 457. So both quarterbacks showcasing why they're Hall of Fame worthy, right? Run game by the Rams going out. Total yards. Defense just didn't show up for either team today, right? It was just a total barn burner, like people like to say. And just absolutely, what a thrilling game. Here's some other fun stats, speaking of time of possession, right? Speaking to your point there, Paul, I mean, 38 minutes to 21, fantastic. And that's where those 37 carries come from. First downs, 28 to 25, great. Third down conversion, fantastic. Look at 11 of 15, freaking great. Fourth down conversion, we got the one that we really needed. And obviously the net yards. Total plays, 72 versus 54 for Buffalo. And we narrowly escaped with the victory. But that's what needed to happen today for this thing to go down. And shout out to JB Long, always having some fun tweets and posts out there too. So Rams never trailed in this game. They improved to 4-0 when they don't have a turnover. Shocker. Over 500 for the first time this season. Whew, finally. 17-minute time of possession advantage, like we showed you earlier. Season high, career high with the Stafford total points in the game. And then beat the Bills at home for the first time since 1983. And anyone who tuned into the Keys to Victory Roundtable episode, we talked about how the Bills have just owned the Rams for the most part, other than that St. Louis victory they got back in 2012 when Bradford was the quarterback still. I mean, fan freaking gentlemen. But outside of all these fun little stats and stuff here, what is something that you saw that really said, you know what, this team can do this week in and week out to win the NFC West, to get into the playoff tournament? So I'll start with you, Mark. What did you see in this victory? So you know what, that will get us into the playoff tournament.
Well, to me, it was the third down conversions. I mean, I don't know how many times where we were up against it. And, we're kind of programmed as Ram fans this year to be like, this is not going to end well. And we kept on converting over and over again. So yeah, that's to me, that was the biggest thing, especially against a good defense, the Bills defense. They're getting it done all year. Third down conversions, that's what I liked. And also, it really brings into focus all the weapons they have, and we just need to utilize all of them, including Blake Corum. Still need to get the tight ends involved, or maybe we don't. I'm not even sure if we need to get the tight ends involved with all these other weapons we have. Those guys are doing a great job blocking. Maybe that's what they've been asked to do. You know what? You're not going to get the ball. Just keep on blocking like you have been the last few games. But I think it really comes down to third down conversions because, as you guys have know, that has not been a pretty picture up until now.
This year, Santa's bringing the power of Energizer into his workshop.
Whoa, the Energizer Bunny's got so much power.
Wait, he's powered up all the toys. I think that means we're done for the year.
I love this bunny.
He's the hardest working helper the North Pole has ever seen. And he wants all your gifts to have the power of the #1 longest lasting AA battery. So this holiday season, stock up on Santa's and the elves' favorite battery, Energizer Ultimate Lithium.
So, you want to be a marketer. It's easy. You just have to score a ton of leads and figure out a way to turn them all into customers. Plus, manage a dozen channels, write 1 million blogs, and launch 100 campaigns all at once. When that's done, simply make your socials go viral and bring in record profits. No sweat. Okay, fine. It's a lot of sweat. But with HubSpot's AI-powered marketing tools, launching benchmark-breaking campaigns is easier than ever. Get started at HubSpot.com/marketers.
With Uber Reserve, good things come to those who plan ahead. Family vacay? Reserve your ride as soon as you book your flights. To all the planners, now you can reserve your Uber ride up to 90 days in advance. See Uber app for details.
From your fryer to the table, it's a quick trip for crispy fries. But how about a crosstown delivery? McCain SureCrisp fries are designed to go from fryer to container to carrier to passenger seat across town during rush hour down a shortcut that wasn't all that short to a doorstep before they hit the table. And that first bite, the crispiness speaks for itself. To the last bite, McCain SureCrisp fries. Go the distance. See how far our fries can take your business at surecrisp.com/delivery.
Very true. What about you, Paul? What's something you saw? You know what? This something that the Rams do will get us to win the West. What did you see today from that perspective?
Yeah, the return of the aerial circus going vertical. We had said it at the roundtable. I said it was there. I watched it for the last 2 games, and Stafford took advantage of that. If Demarcus Robinson didn't get hurt, they probably would have kept doing it and throwing it downfield. We saw Puka get downfield, and that we talked about those 3 verts running them at the same time, and whoever gets inside leverage. We saw that with Cooper Kupp. Put it right on the numbers. That play is what's going to be deadly against whoever we play down the road. But also, sort of going along with that is the physicality up front of the ground game. So when people look at these numbers, like, oh, Aaron Kyren didn't get 100 yards. He was hammering them. And that's exactly why that third down percentage was so high today. They were not in 3rd and 9. They were not in 3rd and 10. They were not taking those holding penalties to get them back to 3rd and 20. They were 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, and they were bleeding clock. So even though it may look like only 87, basic yardage, but when you look at those yards, those were hard fought blood and sweat and tears yardage. And then Blake Corum, just to add into that, you talk about fresh legs. Do you see him out there juking? He's got no tread taken off of his tires as yet. You got a fresh running back too when they start putting those 2 together. So right now they combined for 37 carries and they did work. You got a fresh running back just ready to go for the stretch run. So the physicality up front with that return to that aerial circus and that deep strike capability, that balance is going to make it really hard to play against the Rams.
And worth noting, we ran the ball 42 times total, counting Nakua. So we really leaned on the run game.
Yeah, music to my freaking ears, Rams Nation. What did I see? I think the play calling was just significantly better than it has been in a while. What have we been, I'll just speak for myself. What have I just been irritated with for months since the season began? The lack of diversity in the playbook. Today, we saw diversity. We saw counter runs. We saw toss cracks. We still saw the inside zone, the outside zone, the duo. We saw more wham. We saw a couple isolations with Jordan Whittington leading in like a fullback. More jet sweeps. We saw better screens. We saw more diverse plays out of the play action. It wasn't just the same concepts. All that results into why this team dropped 40 or more points. And that's why I've just been in a bad mood about it for forever. I'm like, this team could be great if the playbook wasn't the same damn things over and over. And today, Sean McVay said, let me expand that playbook to shut Ian's ass up. And everyone who's been calling negatively on me, I'm not asking for him to get fired. That's ridiculous. But I just thought it hasn't been a good coaching job for McVay. And today was fan-freaking-tastic. And if they can do that, and I still want to see running back screens, I still want to see tight end screens. If they could do everything we saw today, plus more screen usage or pass-oriented stuff with the tight ends and running backs, I mean, this offense could beat anybody in the playoff tournament. This team, this offense could single-handedly win the NFC West. So that's what I enjoyed seeing today is seeing a diverse playbook, and shocker, it was the best offense performance in the Stafford era. I mean, it makes me happy. And then obviously 42 runs. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But with that said, though, anything else, gentlemen? I'll start with you, Mark. Anything you see today and you're like,
well,
that wasn't good.
Should we talk about the refs a little bit? They had a horrible day. I mean,
with all these flags.
Yeah. I mean, the NFL's just got to be better. I mean, there were so many calls, and most of them went against the Rams. There was one or two favorable for the Rams, but there were some potential game-changing, season-ending calls against the Rams, and at home. Hey, when you're on the road, sometimes calls go against you, and you just kind of like bite it. It's like, we get it, but at home, and I kind of liked. I know, Paul, going in, you weren't real happy that Tom Brady was the announcer, but first time I've listened to him really is the first time I've listened to Tom Brady announce a game, because I don't watch as many games as most people.
Yeah, me
And
either. Truthfully, just Rams.
yeah, I liked what I heard him. I liked a lot of what he had to say, especially with the Josh Allen hit by Byron Young. Yeah, it was a penalty, but he pointed out that if you're a running quarterback and you're running up the sideline and you're trying to make a play, you're going to get hit. And as Tom Brady's words, more or less, that I would prefer they didn't throw a flag there and give a team a free first down. But yeah, went off on a tangent there on Tom Brady, but the refs, it was a really bad day for them.
Yeah, ridiculous. Again, shout out to everybody watching on YouTube. This meme here I have posted of just flags in every inch of the football field, and it was that type of day. So, some went against us, some went against the Bills. I mean, I think they all kind of canceled out with the BS calls that we got flagged for. Some of the BS calls, maybe that you could argue that the Bills. Overall, we don't like the refs being involved with the outcome of games, but luckily, a lot of big plays were decided by the players in this game, right, Paul?
Yeah, you know what they say, no harm, no foul, right? So,
yeah,
that's, apparently this crew wasn't notified by the NFL bigwigs. That's what you're supposed to call the game. But, in all fairness, too, that the Rams did take some borderline moronic penalties today, which cost them. They had 9 for 99, 9 penalties. Wow. And some of them were, and Jared Verse was this close to getting another one. I was telling Mark after Michael, after Hoyt won the Academy, that's what we call him, Hollywood. Hollywood almost won the Academy Award, right?
He did.
And Versus walking into the Buffalo huddle so he can even it up, right? I mean, come on, and BY to start the game. First drive, they get Buffalo off the field, and you put him back on the field for that late hit. But the officiating was something definitely that needed to be addressed. But the Rams, the Rams defense. I mean,
yeah, let's just start that conversation then. All right, Paul, you kick it off, dude. What's something you saw today you were like, well, that was not good?
So we said that this game was going to come down to stopping the run game, stopping the tackling. I mean, obviously cleaning up the tackling. Well, the tackling was atrocious once again. But what was interesting? They're giving up these quick strikes. They had the lead. They're sitting in a zone. How do you give up a 41-yarder, a 51-yarder, and a 21-yarder into a zone? I don't get it. So, I mean, that's the part that's really, really the pass defense. The plays just look lost, and once again, nothing against Cam Curl. I mean, Curl was late on a couple of plays, but like I said, he's got to be closer to the line of scrimmage. Lake had a rough game, but he's trying to do everything. You could just see the way he's trying to do too much, right? But I mean, this defense, they really have to pull it together. I mean, they were up by 2.5 scores, right? 17 points, and they let they let Buffalo get back into it like this. You can't do that. The clock is your buddy. You gotta be smart, and you have to make plays. They're throwing into your zone. You have a lead. Take some chances. Jump a route. Do something. But shout out to special teams came through third phase. Came up with a big play. That swung the momentum, man. That really did. And shout out to Hunter Long, dude. You got your first TD. What a way to get it done.
Hey, well, hold on. Jalen Ramsey hasn't scored a touchdown, right? So
you Rams saw that on Twitter. Right. Yeah. I saw that too, yeah.
And the other thing that was really, really noticeable today, Ram Nation, go back and watch the tape. This was the best blocking game by the Rams tight ends by far. Davis Allen, Hunter Long, Park. Yeah, and just to see, and let's just talk about being a team player. Park, I mean, all the criticism and everything else, you saw him pumping his fist, right? a high five in everybody after every touchdown. I mean, that's what it's all about, man. He's throwing the body around in the ground game. You got to love it. So great job by the tight ends today blocking, and great job by Cooper Kupp on that last play. He caught that forearm shiver right under the chin, did not budge, sprung Yakua for 6 to seal it. So those things coming together, the Rams' best players showing everybody else how to win. Now that I think about it, you were asking what's like a really good thing to see. That's what you want to see. Keep it close. Staff is going to win that game for you. He's going to throw. Optimus 9 will not be denied. If it comes down to him in a shootout, I'm putting my money on Optimus 9.
Yeah, no kidding. And real quick, we all know the defense. It was a crap day. The cover 6 stuff, there's got to be more change. Like the quarters coverage, whether you do 4 people deep, you cover 6, where it's 1 person has deep on one half, 2 people deep on the other. It's just exposing way too much in the intermediate range. And that's why the Rams seems like they're giving up, maybe not the deep shots, but they're giving up that intermediate way too often just because they have too many people dedicated deep. They're so worried about that. And, it's not working out, but they survived for another game. Right, Mark?
Yeah. Hey, and I wanted to share, I keep track of this. I don't know if anyone else does, but Sean McVay going into this game, there were 4 teams he had not beaten: the Bills, the Jets, the, oh God, I lost it here. The Bills, the Jets, the, another team from the NFC East. I got it here. Let me tell you here in a second. The Bills, Jets, Dolphins, and Steelers. So
yeah,
take one off that list. So that's kind of cool.
Finally, Jesus.
Yeah, but man, on the my follow up podcast that I do, I do my fearsome 4 big plays of the game, and I got some whittling down to do. I have 16 on my initial list here. This game was like crazy. I have 16 big plays of the game that, and I may just talk about all of them, including a couple of Josh Allen scrambles that was killing us. And I don't know, what the correct strategy is or what they are trying to do. I thought they were trying to be a disciplined pass rush, but they were still letting them leak out. We gave up the edge a couple of times, and Josh Allen's super talented. He's gonna have a couple, but he had a couple that were just backbreakers. So I don't know what was going on there, but yeah, and a couple of big strikes that Paul already mentioned. A screen pass that goes for 41 yards. That was not pretty. Great catches by receivers on both sides. Amari Cooper had one. Shakir had one. Cooper Kupp taking one off his thigh in the end zone. I mean, it was just a crazy fun game. We're actually kind of fortunate we won, but puts us in a really good position, going into Santa Clara.
Oh yeah, great position for sure. And Rams offense, keep the playbook diverse, score a lot of points. Rams defense, just figure out a way to get mobile quarterbacks to the ground, for God's sakes, football God's sakes. And if those things could happen, Rams Nation, this team can win the West, can get to the playoffs, and can win multiple playoff games if those things are constant and also improve on the defensive side. And obviously kicking and other stuff's got to improve. I mean, there's a lot to improve on overall, but what we saw today should make you feel good. And I think we all feel pretty good, even though there's some things that will bother us, and we'll watch the film and we'll be irritated by it, but we'll figure it out, right, gentlemen? So, Paul, any last thoughts before we get out of here?
No, the O-line did a great job once again, collectively. They played a clean game largely in terms of the turnover battle, that was something really interesting about this game. 0 turnovers on both sides, right? A high efficiency offense, high power offense on both sides. But yeah, and then McVay, reaching into that bag and saying, look, let's get physical, man. Let's do this. Right. And he said something, we call, here I call it a Windex game, right? He called it a litmus test, but he knew that, this was a way for his team to really gauge if they're ready. Right. And now they have a nice run. They can control their destiny. Like we said in the pregame, they control their destiny from this point forward. You got to love it. Great win today.
Great win. What about you, Mark? Final thoughts before we Enjoy the victory.
Yeah, it's just going to be, I'm already looking ahead to Thursday night, and I'm seeing right now the 49ers are favored. That's got to change. That's got to tick down. They're favored by 2. I think that's going to be a pick 'em by the time Thursday night rolls around, but it's going to be tough to bounce back, emotional, draining win. Hopefully they can get it together and go up there and get a win against the 49ers. We can talk about that, I guess, Wednesday night, huh?
Yeah, we'll get together for that. But for now, Rams win 44-42 in this barn burner at SoFi Stadium, getting the Rams to their first winning record of the season, 7-6, and in a position to have a chance to win the NFC West in the coming month. Fan-freaking-tastic. Gosh, when we win, it's a great day, no matter how it happens. But when it happens to be something like this in a shootout, that's always fun and stressful at the same time. But that'll do it from us here on the Rams Up Podcast Network. I'm Ian. That's Paul. That's Mark. Like, subscribe, share this video with all your Rams fans out there, any football fans out there, family, friends, loved ones. Get it out there. Share this video with them. We appreciate it. And Orchestrated Rams will be out soon, diving into the top plays of this game. We'll have the roundtable episode, keys to victory for the 49ers earlier in the week, I assume, with some recap of this game after we all watch some film and study what the heck happened in this shootout of a game. So, again, thank you very much for tuning in. Go Rams. Enjoy the victory, but we got to move on soon to play the 49ers very quickly. But for now, enjoy Rams Nation.
Feed the beast. Feed the ground game. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go, Ramley.
Go Rams, baby.
That's going to do it for this episode. Remember, you can reach us at ramsuppodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget about our YouTube channel. Our handle is at laramsup.com. Till next time, keep the horns up, stay safe, and have fun out there.
How do you feel when you switch to Geico and save on your car insurance? It's like going to work on one Thursday morning and thinking to yourself, just one more day until Friday. But then somebody in the elevator says, Happy Friday! Then you check your phone quickly and discover today is actually Friday. So yes, Happy Friday, random stranger in the elevator. Happy Friday indeed. Yep, switching and saving with Geico feels just like that. Get more with Geico.